Assalamu alaikum and good morning, Internet. Hope you're doing well. Friends, today I am thrilled to share an unforgettable journey with you. One that took me through the timeless heart of Taxila's ancient civilization. As I visited these breathtaking sites, I couldn't help but feel a profound connection with countless generations who once walked these grounds, each site telling a unique chapter of human history. Let me take you on a journey, sharing my experience at each remarkable UNESCO World Heritage Site. Emotions, full of insights and plenty of historical nuggets that will transport you right to the land of ancient marvels. Here I also link my Urdu language vlogs on these ancient sites in the description for your views. I hope to bring these encounters even closer to you. Friends, standing atop Bhir, I was struck by the realization that this unassuming site is where the entire Taxila civilization began. Excavated under the supervision of the renowned archaeologist Sir John Marshall in the early 20th century, this site dates back to the 6th century before the Common Era and believed to be one of the earliest settlements in Taxila. Spread over 16 hectares, Bhir reveals the remnants of what once might have been a small farming village. The simplicity of the mud brick structures, the unearthed hearths, and the fragments of pottery speak volumes about the lives of the early settlers. As I stood there, the simplicity of these artifacts transported me back to an era where life was humble, grounded in agriculture and community. I could almost picture the daily lives of the early inhabitants, farmers working under the sun, artisans crafting pottery, and families gathering around fires. It was humbling to think that these ordinary people, unaware of the legacy that were building, laid the foundation for what would become a monumental center of culture and religion. Bhir is a place of origins where the journey of Taxila began, and walking through it felt like connecting with the roots of an ancient world. Guys, my visit to Dharmarajika Stupa and Monastery was like stepping into the heart of ancient spirituality. Built by the famed Emperor Ashoka in the 3rd century before the Common Era, this stupa is one of the earliest and largest in the Taxila region. With an original diameter of about 45 meters and rising to a height of 15 meters. The purpose of this stupa was deeply sacred as it was built to enshrine relics of the Buddha, making it a pilgrimage site for devout Buddhists from across the ancient world. The structure is surrounded by smaller stupas, each representing a layer of devotion from followers who contributed to its construction. The calm that pervades this space is profound. Even in ruins, the atmosphere resonates with peace and spirituality. Walking through the area, I imagined the monks who once lived in the adjacent monasteries, meditating, teaching, and leading lives of simplicity and devotion. I found myself deeply moved by the quiet reverence of the space, a place that has been countless prayers whispered over centuries. The Dharmarajika Stupa is a reminder of the spiritual dedication of those who sought enlightenment here and standing amongst its relics. Friends, arriving at Jaulian was a sight that deeply moved me, not just for its architectural beauty, but for the compassion it symbolizes. Built in the 2nd century Common Era, the Jaulian Stupa in Monastery is renowned for its healing Buddha statue, revered by pilgrims who believed in its power to cure illness. The main stupa, surrounded by beautifully carved sculptures depicting scenes from the Buddha's life, is a profound reminder of the teachings of kindness, compassion, and wisdom. Walking through the serene courtyard, I imagined the monks who once resided here, their lives dedicated to meditation, teaching, and healing. Jaulian was more than a monastery. It was a center of hope, where the sick came seeking relief and where the teachings of Buddha were not just studied but practiced. Do visit, guys. Exploring Sirkap was like walking through an ancient multicultural metropolis frozen in time. Constructed by Indo-Greek king Manindra I in the 2nd century before the Common Era, Sirkap is designed in a unique grid pattern that reflects Greek urban planning, a rare sight in South Asia. Covering an impressive 40 hectares, the city was home to people from various cultures, creating a vibrant blend of Greek, Buddhist, Scythian, and Hindu influences. As I wandered through the remnants of houses, temples, and marketplaces, I felt the pulse of a place that was once alive with traders, artisans, scholars, and monks from distant lands. One of the most striking structures here is the double-headed Eagle Stupa. An architecture marvel that embodies the synthesis of different traditions, Greek artistic styles merging with Buddhist symbolism. Sirkap was not just a city, but a symbol of culture exchange and tolerance where diverse communities coexisted and thrived together. The ruins tell a story of unity in diversity, and walking its streets, I felt an awesome admiration for a society that embraced exclusively centuries before it became a global idea. Sirkap is a testament to the harmony that can be achieved when different cultures come together, and it stands as a powerful reminder of the richness that diversity brings. Do visit. Nestled by the river, Pipplan Stupa and Monastery provided an almost mystical experience enveloped in a tranquility that felt timeless. This site, dating back to the 2nd century Common Era, was a sanctuary for monks who sought peace and solitude. The main stupa, once standing 15 meters high, served as the focal point surrounded by over 30 monastic cells that housed monks dedicated to spiritual growth. The highlight of Pipplan is its healing Buddha statue, believed to possess powers and could cure physical ailments, driving pilgrims who sought relief from their sufferings. As I stood before this revered statue, I could sense the hope and faith that countless individuals had placed in it. The surrounding river and serene atmosphere made this monastery an ideal location for reflection and meditation. Pipplan was not just a place for religious practice, it was a heaven of healing and hope for Buddhists. Friends, arriving at Sirsukh, I felt an immediate sense of strength and resilience. Built by the Kushan Empire in the 1st century Common Era, this was the last of the great cities of Taxila establishment with defense in mind. Spread over 24 hectares and fortified with massive stone walls that stretched for 3 kilometers, Sirsukh was designed as a fortress to withstand invasions and protect its inhabitants. The walls, standing at 6 meters high, surrounding the city, and within them, life thrived under the watchful protection of Kushan soldiers. Walking along these ancient defenses, I felt the determination and strategic genius that went into planning this city. The streets and remnants of buildings give a glimpse of a bustling society that balanced everyday life with a constant readiness for battle. This site was more than just a city, it was a testament to the Kushan Empire's commitments to safeguarding its people. Sirsukh embodies the spirit of endurance, and I explored its roots. I felt inspired by the strength and unity that held this fortress city together through the challenges of time and conflict. Do visit, guys. The Jandial Temple is a fascinating site that reveals the diversity of religious practices in ancient Taxila. Dating back to the 2nd century before the Common Era, it is believed to be dedicated to the Hindu god Surya. Unlike the Buddhist Stupa, the Jandial Temple stands out for its unique circular sanctum and altar, which speak to the influence of Greek architecture combined with Hindu symbolism. As I walked around this distinct structure, I could feel the devotion of those who once worshipped here. The Jandial Temple is a reminder of the spiritual diversity that prospers in Taxila, a city where different faiths coexisted harmoniously. Standing here, I felt a deep admiration for the inclusivity that defined Taxila's society. This ancient temple is not only a place of worship, but a symbol of respect and unity among diverse beliefs, a legacy that resonates powerfully even today. Dear friends, next comes the story of Kunala Stupa and Monastery carries a deeply emotional resonance, for it is believed to be named after Kunala, the son of Emperor Ashoka, whose tragic fate is woven into the fabric of this site. Constructed in the 2nd century before the Common Era, Kunala Stupa is thought to be enshrined the remains or relics associated with this noble prince. The stupa, with its rectangular foundation and surrounding monastery cells, projects an air of respect and homage. Walking through the site, I could almost feel the weight of the history and memory of a father's devotion to his son, and the Buddhist ideals of forgiveness and compassion that Kunala embodied. This site reminded me of the enduring power of legacy, how love and reverence are enshrined both in stone and in memory, and how even centuries later, visitors like myself can feel the lasting impact of these ancient stories. The Kunala Stupa stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the values of compassion that Buddhism cherishes. Do visit. Reaching at Jinnan Dheri Stupa in Monastery, which was unearthed in excavation during the early 20th century. This site, dating to the 5th century Common Era, represents a later period of Buddhist influence in Taxila. The main stupa, with a base diameter of about 15 meters, is surrounded by smaller stupas and a cluster of monastic cells. These cells, where monks once resided, bear witness to the peaceful lives dedicated to meditation and study. Wandering through the site, I imagined the soft chants of the monks, the whispers of prayers wheels, and the scent of incense. The enduring atmosphere of tranquility here, combined with the solitude of its riverside location, made it feel like a retreat from the outside world. Jandial Temple reminded me of the enduring legacy of Buddhism in the region, a place of simplicity and introspection, where the teachings of Buddha were revered in quiet devotion. Guys, my visit to the Kalawan Stupa and Monastery felt like a place of academic consistency combined with deep spiritual respect. Dating back to the 3rd century Common Era, this site was more than a religious center. It was a renowned place of Buddhist learning. With its two main stupa standing side by side, Kalawan was a hub of monastic life where monks engaged in meditation, study and teaching. As I moved through the remnants of monastic cells and lecture halls, I could almost hear the discussions and debates that once filled these spaces. The main stupa, once standing 20 meters high, dominated the landscape, while surrounding stupas held relics of revered monks. Kalawan was a place where wisdom and compassion came together, where teachings of Buddha were not only learned but internalized and shared. Do visit, guys. Dear friends, arriving at Bhallar Stupa in Monastery offered a serene, meditative experience where it stands still. Located on a quiet hillside and dating back to the 1st century before the Common Era, this site comprises a large stupa and several smaller shrines surrounded by a monastery. Unlike the bustling urban life of Taxila's other sites, Bhallar is marked by its solitude and tranquility, making it an ideal retreat for meditation and reflection. The main stupa, built in classical Gandhara style, is believed to enshrine relics of Buddhist monks. As I walked through the silent monastic cells, I was enveloped in a sense of peace that can only come from such quiet, sacred spaces. Bhallar reminded me of the simplicity and dedication of those who once lived here, choosing a life of quiet devotion. The calm I felt at Bhallar was unlike any other site in Taxila, a space where faith was lived in harmony with nature, and where spiritual life flowed as quietly as a river.